The reading from the 5th chapter of the Gospel of Luke. Once while Jesus was standing beside the lake of Gennesaret, and the crowd was pressing in on him to hear the word of God, he saw 2 boats there at the shore of the lake. The fishermen had gone out of them and were washing their nets. He got into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon, and asked him to put out a little way from the shore. Then he sat down and taught the crowds from the boat. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into the deep water, and let down your nets for a catch." Simon answered, "Master, we have worked all night long, but have caught nothing. Yet, if you say so, I will let down the nets." When they had done this, they caught so many fish that their nets were beginning to break. So they signaled their partners in the other boat to come and help them, and they came and filled both boats, so that they began to sink. But when Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Jesus' knees, saying, "Go away from me, Lord, for I am a sinful man." For he and all who were with him were amazed at the catch of fish that they had taken. So also were James and John, sons of Zebedee, who were partners with Simon. Then Jesus said to Simon, "Do not be afraid. From now on you will be catching people." When they had brought their boats to shore, they left everything and followed him. This is a story of our faith.
Good morning, and thank you for engaging this story from the Gospel of Luke with me. A story of truth, trust, and hope. I like to think that I am a hopeful person. I hope one day that diet food will include fried chicken, hamburgers, and French fries. That an extra $1,500 a month will automatically appear in our banking account. That my shelf full of diet and exercise books will start to yield results before I have to buy another one. I hope that wisdom will come without effort and salvation without danger. I like to think I am hopeful, although at times my so-called hopes are really just delusions. Hope without truth is fantasy. Simon and his crew are at the lakeshore, cleaning up their gear from a fruitless day of fishing. The truth was that the day was over. At the end, no fish. The expectation of a blessed, if not bountiful day, extinguished. We live in a time of endings. Some dream of returning to normal life, but much of that is fantasy. The more gentle forecasters talk of a new normal. We don't know which predictions are built upon truth. Individually and as a congregation, we are unsure what lies ahead. We are unsure of the future, and that is a good thing. For if we knew that the church would cease to exist, we would do nothing. And if we were satisfied we would survive and prosper, we might do nothing but wait. If I were sure that no matter what I did, all my blood work would come back glowing, I would do nothing to change my diet. If I was sure that no matter what I did, decline and illness was inevitable, hamburgers and French fries twice a day. We can choose. At this new point in history, we have agency to move towards a life of blessing or one of resignation. We as individuals, a congregation, and a society have the opportunity to pursue that which in religious language we might call wholeness of the soul. And this is true. Jesus gets into one of the boats belonging to Simon and asks him to put out a little way from the shore. Peter agrees, out of loyalty to a friend. Jesus sits down and begins to teach. Now, given the story's context, we can safely assume that Jesus was not giving forth about better fishing gear or techniques. Jesus was there to speak about that which was to come, the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God presents a different way of looking at what we call reality. Hope frames that picture. Jesus presents an opportunity to hope. Is it based in truth? Or does it provide the distraction provided by fantasy? Will we trust this offer of hope? When Jesus finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into the deep water and let down your nets for a catch." Time to venture into deeper water. Jesus says to Peter that the fish are there, just not where you habitually fish. Simon answered, "Master, we have worked all night long, but have caught nothing. Yet if you say so, I will let down the nets." So we come to the other key ingredient of hope and the pursuit of wholeness of soul. Trust. And the matter of trust quickly becomes not only what to trust, but who to trust. Yet if you say so, if you say so. Simon risks trust, even though part of him remains skeptical. I, at times, struggle with trust. My wife says I have an independent streak. If that means I am often prone to want to do things myself, then she may be right. Trust means that I have to give up some control and acknowledge that I need help. Trust means that I recognize that the person coming to renovate our kitchen or work on our car has greater knowledge, skill, and power than do I. In some areas of life, I am ready to trust. In others, my hands come slowly off the wheel. Master, we have worked all night long, yet if you say so, I will let down the nets. Skeptical, but willing to take the step, to throw the net, to help Jesus' word of hope become real. Jesus may speak the word of hope, but Peter still needs to launch the boat and throw the net. He needs to trust enough that the word of hope is true enough that he will participate. Even though I may lean towards being independent, I understand the role of helper. I was trained by my father. Now, my father's passion was auto mechanics. And so often another pair of hands was useful as he worked on or under cars. The key thing about being a helper is paying attention to what might be needed. Hold the light here so that Dad, lying on his back with grease and dirt falling in his eyes, could loosen the nuts on an exhaust pipe or a starter. Have the 13th, 16th box end wrench handy, or should it be the open end wrench, or maybe a 6-point socket? Definitely not a crescent wrench. Anticipate the movement and the need. Remove the obstacles so that work may be both safe and efficient. All of this goes more smoothly if I, the helper, are clear about what is to be accomplished. My dad would say, "I need a hand. We're just going to pull out this 383 engine and drop in that 440 over there in the corner." I have recently come to appreciate the importance of having the big vision, now that I am trying to be of more help in the kitchen. Is it time to use my knife now? No? No knife? Oh. Is the oven on? Does it need to be? Here's some salt. We're not using salt in this recipe? Shall I wash up now? Oh, we're going to use that again. Right. What is the work to which we are called to help? This question is a big part of the challenge of uncertain times. Is the work merely survival, or do we seek blessing in the next chapter? My wife and I face this question of clarity. We assess our finances, take a best guess at future opportunities, build in time for unanticipated and unwelcome healthcare visits. We think about the needs of our children, our grandchildren, and friends. What is the work to which we are called to help? We cannot do all that we imagine, but often we can do more than what our bodies envision some mornings. Many congregations wonder where they should put down their nets. What is the work in which they are called to help? Here at Fairfield United, we have been hearing for a few weeks now about the need to spend some time in the deeper water of discernment. We are on the water. We have put down our nets in many places. But have we found the spot of blessing and abundance, the specific ways in which we might help in Jesus' announcement of the kingdom of God? It's not an easy task for our council, our leaders, or the congregation, but necessary. If we are not at end of day to simply clean empty nets or drift with whatever waves may splash our way. Hope, rooted in truth, calling forth trust. When they had done this, they caught so many fish that their nets were beginning to break. So they signaled their partners in the other boat to come and help them. And they came and filled both boats so that they were beginning to sink. And all who were with them were amazed at the catch of fish that they had taken. And so also were James and John, sons of Zebedee, who were partners with Simon. In a way, pure endings provide greater comfort than living with hope. For endings mean we can put away our tools, adjust our expectations, settle with resignation into acceptance, and bathe in the soothing effects of what might have been if only things had been different. Hope requires facing the truth and launching out with trust, tools at hand, paying attention and heeding the voice that says, "Now, here." As the nets began to fill, Jesus says to Simon, "Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid." God on the loose means we can live with hope. Thanks be to God.